Okay, good afternoon YouTube. Fat Cat Collections back at you with another fragrance review. And today we're going to be talking about one fragrance. It's one of their newer fragrances from the house of Imaginary Authors. I reached out to them several weeks ago, and Josh, I believe it was Josh, was nice enough to send me some samples. And he was very generous. I believe he sent me at least 7 samples of some of their popular fragrances. I have to tell you, this is a very, very unique house, and this is a very, very daring house as far as their fragrances. It's definitely a kind of fragrance you're not going to go anywhere and have somebody smelling like you. They're very, very unique, and there is kind of a similar vibe that I get from all of them, what they would consider like, you know how Thierry Mugler's has the Thierry Mugler DNA. It's kind of like most of these you can kind of tell that I'd be able to say, oh yeah, that's an Imaginary Author scent. There's something in it that has a common bond. I'm not really sure what it is, but they basically make fragrances kind of marketed around or inspired by books, okay? And this one I want to talk about today is called The Cobra and the Canary. So what I'm going to do is just read you a little bit off their website about what they say about this fragrance and kind of where, I guess, the inspiration comes to producing this fragrance. And then I'll talk about the notes, and I'll tell you whether I like it or not, and does it remind me of anything else. Let's go from there. I'll give you the price points and this stuff too. So it says here, when a tip from a clairvoyant leads 23-year-old Neil Orris to a rural Connecticut barn housing his deceased father's secret obsession, a pristine 1964 Shelby Cobra Roadster. It is a getaway ticket he was desperately searching for. After liberating his best friend Ike from his dead-end job on a family farm, the two hit the open highway. Aiming for the Palm Springs racetracks, their journey is a blur of seedy motels, cool swimming pools, hot debutantes, cocktails, and cigarette smoke. Each stop finds the friends inventing new pseudonyms and personas for themselves, their innocent game hurtling into the depths of decadence and desolation. It says here when to wear this. It says hot and hazy weekends when you can put your life on hold and enjoy the simple luxury like a fast drive in the country. The notes in this are lemon, orris, tobacco flowers, leather, hayfields, and asphalt. And I believe that the hayfields and asphalt are actually like the imaginary notes in these. I don't know if that necessarily is a note. So what do I think about the Cobra and the Canary? It's definitely a very, very unique scent. I don't feel that any of the colognes that you're going to get from Imaginary Authors is going to smell like anything else out there. I've smelled a lot of cologne in my day, and although I don't have the best nose at being able to pick out all the notes because everybody's nose is different. I can't tell you a lot of times, you know, like some of these guys can smell the fragrances and they're, oh yeah, I pick out this, I pick out that. Like a person who can sample a wine would be able to do and pick out the notes in there. I have never been able to do that with wine, with anything, okay? So all I can tell you is tell you a little bit about it and whether or not I like it or not. And I have to tell you, this is a very, very unique scent, and it is a little bit on the daring side. Not because it's not like daring like Bat by Zoologist or anything like that, but it's daring in the fact that there is I guess an age, I should say, an age to this kind of stuff. What I mean by that is it kind of smells very similar to I don't know, I can kind of get the vibe of being in an old library or something like that. I'm not really sure, but it definitely has a very, very mature scent to it. And when I smell this, I definitely get the tobacco, which is probably why I like this one, and I definitely get the leather, because those are like tobacco, leather, and wood. Those are my favorites. I tend to lean more towards those fragrances than I do ones that are fruity, okay? And this one here, I've already put this on today, and this is a great scent. Oh yeah. When you first put it on, there's a huge blast of leather and a huge blast of tobacco. But this is a very leathery scent. You know, when I first got it, I didn't really realize that, but this is very, very leathery. I like this one a lot. So if you like leathery fragrances, this is definitely something you're going to like. This is kind of like the leather that you would smell like in an old leather-bound book. Which makes sense because that's kind of like what their fragrances are inspired by, certain books. And what's really cool about this fragrance, or this particular house, is I'm not a reader, but it makes me want to go get the book and read the book. And there's definitely a smokiness to this. It's like a smoky leather. Excellent fragrance. Don't have anything else that smells like this, and I have a couple leather fragrances which you just can't smell the leather. This is like a old smoky leather. That one's fantastic. So great job, Imaginary Authors, on this one here. That's the Cobra and the Canary. Price points on this, the Imaginary Authors scents tend to be on the higher end of the spectrum here. So for a 50 milliliter bottle, you're looking at $95. So you're looking at close to $200 for 100 mils. So that's kind of more on the expensive side. But remember, this is a niche fragrance house, so you are getting a niche high quality juice. So that's my review of the Cobra and the Canary. If you like this product, I would recommend, I wouldn't say that, I'm trying to tell you whether or not I think it's a good blind buy. You have to really like leathery fragrances, and this is very leathery. So if you are a fan of leathery fragrances, I would say blind buy this, but you can also pick up the sample, and I think it's a good idea before you spend that kind of money to always get the sample. But I think that if you are the type of person, again, who likes the tobacco, the leather, kind of what my taste is in fragrances, I think you'll really, really like this one. Again, the Cobra and the Canary by Imaginary Authors. If you like the channel, go ahead and subscribe, and keep checking back for more video reviews here in the next couple weeks. I'm going to try to bust out all the niche cologne houses that I got here. And excuse me for the guy cutting tile next door. I don't know if you can hear that on the video, but it is quite annoying. But it is what it is. My day off, so we got to roll with it. So thanks again, folks. Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to the channel, and have a great day.